Kickoff is only moments away, and here at the lineups for the minor semi-final between Western Birkalla and Campbelltown City. We have Mabel Day, Nicole Robertson, Annalise Simpson, Alana Sino, Leah Bunderson, Amelia Tozon, Elise McCauley, our captain, Sarah Chappell, Ayano Kurosara as our keeper, Katie Leeds, and Evan Holmes. Our impact players are Kendall Jenner, Andy Cousins, Jasmine Franks, Alfred Aldi, Marie Cornelius, Asia Martinez, and Rudolph Hudson. Playing team officials are Alice Gorman, Aurora Rossini, Mitchell Johnson, Nicholson, Chris Dillard, and Eddie Cooper. For Campbelltown City, we have starting lineup, Isabella Chipnix as keeper, Summer Bowman, Chelsea Bolivar, Lee Gangle, Josephine Tibolida Catherine, Elizabeth Capari, Georgia Miller, Olivia Brownlee, Anna Pritchard, Yuka Takuna, and Marina Asada. Impact players for Campbelltown City, Amelia Machichi, Monica Chichi, Alisa Costello, Rudy Gilchrist, Rudy Migliore, Melissa Roscoe, and Audrey Whitney. Team officials for Campbelltown City, Roger Williamson, Omera Costa, Daniel Waterbury, Joe Chichi, Andrew Butler, Gloria Mondo, and Daniel Wood. Match officials for tonight from the referee, Judah Tan. Assistant referee, Tom O'Hay. Assistant referee 2, Becca Miller. And the fourth official, William Tuesday. Welcome everybody. Please note that if the game ends in a draw at the end of full time, 2 times 15 minutes of extra time will be played. If the game is still drawn after extra time, the game will be decided by the taking of penalties.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Welcome everybody to the Apex Steel WMPA Final Series presented by SA Power Networks. We're here for the week 2 of this finals clash, an elimination final between West Torrens Birkalla and Campbelltown City. Of course, if you're joining us, this is the second week of the Apex Steel Final Series after both teams played last week, one losing, one winning, coming into this game's elimination final. Joining me in the commentary studio today for this game is Sarah Taylor. How are you, Sarah, and what are you expecting of the game?
Yeah, good, thank you. I think it's going to be an amazing game. I mean, both teams, obviously with an elimination final, you have to leave everything out there on the park. There's no turning back after this one, so yeah, it's going to be a great game of football, I think.
We'll go through the lineups as I'm sure they're coming across the screen now, starting with the away side, Campbelltown City. Number 1, Isabel Chekowitz. Number 2, Summer Doman. Number 5, Chelsea Dorber. Number 6, Lydia Gable. The captain, number 8, Josephine Trimboli. Number 11, Elizabeth Kafari. Number 13, Georgia Ianella. Number 15, Olivia Brownlee. Number 23, Anna Pritchard. Number 33, Yuka Takuda. And number 36, Marina Asada. For the home side, West Torrens Birkalla coming into today unchanged from last week as well. Number 3, Mabel Day. Number 4, Nicole Robertson. Number 5, Annalise Simpson. Number 9, Alana Ursino. Number 10, Lena Vogelsang. Number 11, Malia Tarazon. Number 14, Alice McCauley. Captain number 16, Sarah Chappell. Number 20, Ayano Kurosawa. Number 21, Hayley Needs. Number 23, Dylan Holmes. The players coming across the screens now. Big game today, of course. Both these teams haven't got much finals experience in the last few years, but after last year, they both have different events of how the final series works. What are you expecting of today's game, Sarah, and what do you think will both teams will be in their minds for today's game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last season, Campbelltown coming through those elimination finals to get to the grand final, so, I mean, they'd be looking to back that one up. Started the season off a little bit shaky, but really come through strong at the end, whereas, Birkalla's probably been consistent throughout the whole season, remaining in the top spots. So I think, obviously, coming off of a loss, it's always tough in Birkalla's shoes, and Campbelltown just keep pushing, so it's going to be tight, and I think it's going to be whoever scores first will probably get the best of it at the end.
Perfect weather for football here as well today. Nice and sunny, a little bit cloudy, but the pitch was in great condition walking across it before the game. And of course, for both sides, they're excited for this game. On the main pitch, crowd building, of course, just coming across from that warm-up on the artificial pitch. Of course, there is games throughout the day as well. On the back pitch behind this stand is also the reserves version of this clash, and that's between Football SA NTC reserves and Adelaide Uni reserves. Further on the day, of course, action doesn't stop here at Service FM Stadium. There's also West Adelaide and Salisbury Inter in the major semi-final. And on the back pitch as well is your Metro Stars reserves.
Yes, very exciting times. The girls have had a good season, so hopefully they can put it away too.
Maybe just not enough games for you to play in there to be eligible for the finals, unfortunately. But
yeah, I was like, oh, surely one can count. But no, they're definitely looking forward to it. And I think, yeah, a full day of good football today.
Looks like the sun's just come out before kickoff now. A little bit delayed from that 12:30 scheduled kickoff time. Of course, that game after kicking off at 3 p.m, so there is just enough gap between them. If this game will go to extra time and penalties, of course, if no winner is settled after 90 and 120 minutes. Of course, for Campbelltown, as you mentioned, they've had some experience in a similar game to this where they had won and kept going to the grand final in 2025, while for West Torrens Birkalla, they won a major semi-final in 2024 versus Comets, but lost to Salisbury Inter in the prelim in that fixture in 2024. Of course, most of their team a little bit different from that 2024 season when they made the finals, and that was one of their first years making it in quite a number of years. So they're back on the big stage this season in 2026. And for Campbelltown, they're looking to do one better. So minutes away from kickoff here. Of course, unchanged starting lineup as well for Campbelltown City, with a couple of changes on their bench who might come on later in the clash, but just awaiting the ref's whistle. Probably about 5 or 6 minutes delayed from the scheduled kickoff time. Marina Asada to take kickoff for Campbelltown City, and we'll have a look at how each team sets up with their formations. Of course, on the ball there, Georgia Ianella, let me know before the game today, she's playing with a broken nose out there today, Sarah. She's got the mask on, so unmissable for sure, and of course last week was playing with some strapped up tape in that nose area, and today she's got the Batman on.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault the commitment from her. I mean, obviously knowing how big of a game it is. But yeah, definitely tough to be out there with a broken nose. I think hearing from a few people, it was, she was mouth breathing the whole time for the end of the game last week with that much tape. So hopefully it makes it a bit easier for her today.
Definitely something you don't want to come up against if you're an attacker as well. A hard tackling six who's got a broken nose and willing to go through anything to still play. Yeah. So definitely an imposing figure out there. Here's Dorber and Gable trying to link up early on. As now it's Needs on the far side. Good touches forward, finds Asino. Inadvertent nutmeg there to Holmes. She's looking out this side for Tarazon. First cross into the box. Tarazon, it's a good delivery, bouncing. Chappell can't get the touch away, and Needs now to Asino. Of course, scored her first goal of the season last week, Alana Asino, and it was an absolute screamer into the top right corner from a short corner. Holmes now tries to test the back line of Campbelltown. It's a bit of early pressure from Birkalla, and you can tell they're trying to get it in the box early and trying to get those attacks underway quite quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely scary when you're coming up a team just taking those shots really early, and I mean, we can already see, I think it's been
loose back pass, from Trimboli. Chappell's there to meet it. Wins it with a header, and there's the first goal of the day too. The captain, Sarah Chappell, with an early goal in this clash. She's down injured at the moment as well, potentially with a bit of a head clash there. She's got the goal, and it will go down as hers, but a bit of a break here for the injury.
Bit of a tough clash there, but I mean, we were just saying, I mean, they're coming out with their shots strong. Obviously hope she's okay. But yeah, Birkalla would be definitely happy to get that one nice and early.
Bit of inadvertent clearance there from the captain of Campbelltown, Josephine Trimboli there, captain v captain, and the Birkalla one came out on top. She's struggling to get to her feet now, but didn't give up the chase there, and she's the one up front this week and was last week as well due to the injury of Talia Bellado. Not a lot of goal scorers in this West Torrens Birkalla team, but she stepped up and played that number 9 role again this week, and now she's paid off her coach with a goal.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any time to do it, it's in the finals. I mean, just like we're saying with Alana Asino just before, I mean, might not be many goals throughout the season, but they're getting it when it counts. So
she'll go off for a mandatory checks now for concussion, etc. But second league goal of the season for Sarah Chappell. We're only 3 minutes into this clash, and the West Torrens Birkalla have the lead.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that just keeps them pushing forward. I mean, it's always nice to feel when you have a goal on your back. Obviously, it's an unsafe position being at 1-0, but it's still something to have at the end of the day.
Vogelsang now battling with Ianella. Day back to her goalkeeper in Kurosawa. Grabbing out from the pressure, Simpson on that far side now. Ianella wins. Trying to turn. Gets unstuck. Gable now in behind to Asada. Beaten out to it though by Nicole Robertson, and West Torrens Birkalla lives to see another day. So you can tell at the moment the way that Campbelltown are trying to play. They're trying to feed those two strikers in Gable and Dorber and try to get some runners in behind. Looking at their team from last week, they do play a quite narrow formation because they've got so many attackers in their lineup. They have to find a way to fit them, and they do that with a midfield diamond.
Yeah, I mean, they're very dangerous for the third man runs. I mean, coming up against them at the end of the season, that's kind of what killed us a bit. So, I mean, it's definitely a great play for them, especially when they've got so many people that can just sneak in behind and will finish the goals at the end of the day.
Here's Pritchard. She's one of them. Got that final goal in their win last weekend out against the champions Adelaide Comets. She, of course, announcing this will be her final season at Campbelltown in senior women's football, so she wants to end it off going one better than last year as that ball forward to Needs from Tarazon. Can't find the intended target, but how do you think some of these Campbelltown players, a couple of them been with the club for a number of years now as well, and especially with some of them coming to the near end of their career, maybe finishing it off with a grand final?
Yeah, I mean, I think every player would kind of want to finish off on a high in the grand final, but I mean, especially just to cap off your career. I mean, like you said, some of these girls have been in the WNPL for such a long time and really made a name for themselves. So to finish with a grand final win is always nice. And I guess, yeah, each game, just knowing that they gave 100% all the time.
Good ball forward there by Doman to Dorba. 1v1 now. Looks to put the ball in. Deflected out for a corner, the first corner of the day. So as you said, they've got a lot of attackers in their team, but they've got a lot of height in their team as well, Campbelltown City. I mean, of course, a lot of them in the attacking areas, but of course Trimboli as well as coming up now Bramley. A couple of goals between them this season. And from set pieces, they'll always be dangerous.
Yeah, of course, very tricky to mark, and I think Liv Bramley's definitely good for it, just making sure she gets off of her player and is in the right position too.
Bit of a stop here. Looks like it's Chekowitz actually down in the back play. Maybe she's feeling some after effects from that clash with Chappell as well now, and she looks like she's holding a hip or maybe groin. Referee stop play here to assess this injury, and potentially we might see an early sub here if she's no good. Looking on the far side behind the bench as well, there is also the sub keeper warming up for Campbelltown. Looks like they're getting further attention now. She might not be able to continue here. We're only 7 minutes into this clash, and the one big flash moment of this game seems to be changing the tides of things as well, if this is anything to go by. On the far side as well, coach for West Torrens Birkalla, Mitch Nicholson, giving some instructions to his team with the play halted at the moment, but doesn't look good for Chekowitz at the moment.
No, and definitely still looks like it's that hip groin area. I mean, the hit was hard with Chappell before, so, and I know earlier in the season, maybe second to last game, she had a bit of a knock as well that caused Bosco to come in. But yeah, it's crazy that one quick tackle is really changing the outcome of the game at the moment.
Be interesting, of course. Bosco, one of those changes, wasn't on the bench last week. Of course, not a lot to look through for that as a sub keeper, but be interesting to see if she can come into the game as well. Had a pretty intensive warm-up on the far side. She's got a training kit off now, so it looks like she might be entering the field before this corner if this is all that can happen, and it looks like it is going to happen. The coach is giving the official the nod, and they're going to make a sub here. Nearly 8 minutes into the game. It's a goalkeeper sub for Campbelltown, with Isabel Chekowitz injured and coming off. Campbelltown coming on will be Melissa Bosco. So first sub of the day, a bit earlier than expected, but an interesting one at that too. So that is unfortunate for Isabel Chekowitz, but fortunately for anyone playing in this game, of course, there is an extra week before playing a grand final if you are to make it there. So she's got time to recover if they do make it all the way. And for Bosco now, she'll have to make sure she's warm coming into this clash and assert her dominance early. So play resuming now, back with this corner for Campbelltown. Be taken on the near side by Chelsea Dorba. Dorba's in the swinger. Bounces top of the box. Ianella now has the strike. Ianella, it's a good one. Too central and easy for Kurosawa, but good strike on target there early for Campbelltown.
Yeah. I mean, Kurosawa's been great for Birkalla this season. I think definitely strong behind the ball. Always just solid. So yeah, you got to just make sure you really pinpoint your corners and stuff when taking shots at her.
Good distribution as well there, finding Vogelsang from that goal kick, and a perfect touch from the taliswoman of West Torrens Birkalla, Lena Vogelsang. Top scorer for West Torrens Birkalla this season, of course, just pipping Talia Bilardo by that 1 goal, 9 goals of the season. So she's another one to look out for a goal. And of course, is a very astute midfielder as well in this WNPL league. So it's now Gable trying to get some touches. Needs strips over the ball and wins a foul as well on the far side. So young Hayley Needs has had a quite good season as well this year for West Torrens Birkalla. Of course, only got 1 goal herself, but in terms of assists and providing a lot of threat down the wing, she is one to look out for as well.
Yeah, she's got plenty of speed and really coming into her own, I think, this season. Like you mentioned, builds up a lot of play and creates a lot of opportunities for them.
There's one for Bosco to get her hands on. Gets it on there early. Probably one of the only connections I have with the WNPL. I went to school with Hayley Needs. She was a couple of years younger than me, but always was a star performer in the open women's team there at my school. But other than that, it's the first time me watching West Torrens Birkalla this season, so it'll be interesting to see how her and her teammates played today too.
Yeah, and I think they've really had a good season, Birkalla. I mean, we were talking about it earlier, just unlucky to not knock off the top people on the ladder, but really just consistent and making sure they get those results against the teams below them, and that's why they finished as high as they did.
Yeah, it was very interesting looking at the recent results between these two teams. Campbelltown on an unbeaten streak of spanning 10 or more games, only losing their last game on the 29th of May to Salisbury Inter, in round 10, where West Torrens Birkalla, of course, had lost out to Salisbury Inter last week, and previously also losing to West Adelaide in the cup final and in the league. So they don't seem to do quite well against teams above them in the ladder, but if anything's to go by this game so far, they look to be changing that. Kafari there battling out with Needs. Bramley looking forward for Yakuda. Does get there first, and we'll find Dorba in the box. Looking for time to spin. Dorba shifts one way. Now looking for the pass. Doman on the far side, touch heavy in front of her. Now she puts the ball in, but that's skewed out. It'll be a goal kick. So again, they're finding their target women in the top of the box there, Campbelltown, but at the moment the runners off them are just not finding the right avenues.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I'm sure we'll see them reshuffle a lot as well. I mean, in the previous games, see Dorba sometimes out as a winger. Obviously right now playing more as a 9. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of shuffle between all the forwards through Campbelltown.
Trimboli and Chappell battling out there again. Doman. Tarazon will see that over the sideline. Chappell wins ahead of that time over Trimboli, and it's a good one in the path of Tarazon, but the pitch will just carry a little bit too much. Obviously not a lot of rain today. I think it was only predicted about a mil or so. We saw a little bit just before the game just sprinkling in, but should be a good day for football where the pitch will stay relatively dry and should stay intact as well for the game after this too.
Yeah, I mean, probably a nicer one for Birkalla from the last time that they were here in the Women's Cup final, where the game got delayed, plenty of puddles, so yeah, much better conditions for them today.
Good header in behind to Chappell, where it goes for the audacious attempt. Maybe Needs will get on the end of this. Bosco's there with a touch, and now it comes out with her feet looking for the pass. Gable will hold it up. Just enough for Kafari to get the clearance in, but good first few touches there by Bosco. Of course, handled it inside her box and then tapped it outside, so had to go with the feet, but looked composed in doing so.
Yeah, definitely. I guess coming on as a reserve goalkeeper as well, you really want to make sure that your first few touches are good ones, especially not knowing how many you're going to be having in the game.
Big header there by Bramley over the top of Vogelsang. Haven't gone behind too many times this season, Campbelltown City. But of course they have a very experienced team that knows all about coming from behind as well. And for West Torrens Birkalla as well, they know about leading in games as well and giving up the leads. Of course, that cup final against West Adelaide, they were 1-0 up As we see Orsino again, top of the box, looking to shape and shoot. Outnumbered by red shirts. And finally, Takuda will find Dorba with space to drive into. Against her ex-teammate there, Dylan Holmes coming behind her. Pritchard looking for the feet of Dorba, spins well. Left foot shot is on, Takuda's on the far side as well. Asada, offside runner, as well as maybe offside when Takuda received the pass. So free kick in the defensive half of West Torrens Birkalla, but that was much better build up there from Campbelltown.
Yeah, and I think obviously after the first goal probably just had a few conversations about what they need to do better defensively, and just seeing how many numbers were behind the ball when Birkalla were attacking there, and it just really allowed them to transition well.
Definitely a good bit of build up there as well, playing on the deck and trying to move this Birkalla back line at the moment. That's what you get from a very rotational midfield four of Campbelltown City as well, with a lot of those players can play all those positions. Of course, not a lot of them are out-and-out wingers, but when they've got fullbacks in Kafari and Doman, they'll be the ones to take up those positions. Here's Doman now going for a gallop, looking for an option forward. It's a good chipped ball in the back line, deflected to Dorba on the left foot, looking for Gable, her partner. Her touch was loose, and in the way was Annalise Simpson on the far side. So again, the build-up's getting better and better for Campbelltown, and the chances are coming now.
Yeah, I think obviously after an early goal, they knew that they needed to really get back into this game so that it doesn't get away from them. And yeah, they've taken plenty more chances this part and really building up the play well.
Looks like it will be Gable in charge of the long throw-ins on this near side. Pritchard gets the flick on. Vogelsang the one to clear. Doman stripped of it by Chappell. And Chappell does keep it in, looking for needs, but Chimboli's in the way. Chappell. Orsino. Spins and finds Tarazon. Space to run into now for Chappell. A pass ahead of Vogelsang, but a bit too heavy. And Takuda and Ianella will recover the ball for Campbelltown. Looking at things as they progress as well. It looks like Chappell's happy to sit deep. Maybe he's even swapped positions with Vogelsang temporarily, as both those two are playing in the 10 and 9 positions. And of course both more suited to the midfield role. They will be rotating throughout the game, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean obviously with the absence of Talia Bilardo, I mean we've seen Lena and Talia link up really well this season, but there's no difference with Sarah and Lena as well. I think it just means that they're probably a little bit out of position, but both of them can really make it work. I mean, we've seen in previous seasons that Sarah can shoot from anywhere, so may as well have her a little bit closer to goal, make it a bit easier for herself.
Asada and Takuda linking up, good flick in behind, and now Asada with time to drive forward. Doman with an acre of space on this right-hand side, looking for a cross. To the far post she's looking, but in the way was Dylan Holmes. Needs and Kafari battling out on that left side. No foul, says the referee on Takuda. Loose back pass into Gable's path. 1v1 with the keeper, deflected, and the second time she puts it in. Lydia Gable with the equaliser for Campbelltown. And more indecision out the back from another team today. And this time it was from West Torrens Birkalla, a loose back pass looking for a goalkeeper. And Lydia Gable strips it of it. Scores into the bottom corner. 1-1 this game. Still only merely 15 minutes in. All the action so far, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, we were just saying how Campbelltown was really looking like they were building the play up a lot better, and yeah, another reward for it. I mean, we saw it with Birkalla in the first part, so it's making for a great game.
After a fantastic assist last week, Lydia Gable, she gets her name on the score sheet here in the final series. Good finish as well. Had the first time option, saved well by Kurosawa, but second time of asking, and now Tarazon going for a run of their own, but stopped in her tracks by Josephine Trimboli. Chappell looking in behind, a fantastic ball to Needs. Got a lot to do to keep this in, look for a cross, Needs. That's back on her left. Now puts the ball in, good touch from Holmes. But an even better one by Bramley to strip her of a shot. And long ball coming all the way to Bosco. Drops it actually, I think it'll be a corner. Maybe a bit of indecision in the wind there as it seemingly came uncontested towards her, and now Birkalla are gifted a corner.
Yeah, the wind's really taking the ball. It looks like it anyway. So yeah, maybe could have left it out, but don't really want to risk it either. Just unfortunate.
Be the centre half there, Alice McCauley, to take this corner on the far side. One of the first of the day for West Torrens Birkalla. It looks like it'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Bunching up at the far post. It's the Birkalla players now. Chappell makes that dart to the front. Now it makes its way to the far post where they all probably were just starting their run. And it evades all of them. Goes out for a goal kick. So, live to see another day there. Bosco. Only goalkeeper in this clash so far who's keeping a clean sheet so far.
Yep. There you go. That's different facts that you wouldn't expect out of 1-1 result. But yeah, I think she'd definitely be relieved that the corner just went straight out for that one.
Yeah, just ticking over into the 20th minute mark as well now. So definitely an intriguing clash as well for all those watching back home, as well as those maybe in the games later today. Chappell looking to flick over the top again. Holmes, Tarazon, Pritchard, time to turn and drive into. Looking centrally. Asada. Those bright green and white boots. Hard to miss her out there. Maybe there's some new boots for the big occasion, but definitely striking in the middle of the park. Here's a long ball to Dorba. Touch is heavy ahead of Asino. Of course, they're also former teammates at Adelaide City together back in the day. Takuda, good first touch. Kafari. Gable. Robertson. Needs with a great turn ahead of the pressure from Gable there. It wasn't too slippery out there so far with the weather today, but of course there was a bit of dew on it this morning after last night's cold weather. On the far side, it'll be Simpson to take this throw. Dorba looking for the cheeky back heel there to her partner in Lydia Gable. McCauley. Out to Day. Just throwing on the ball. Takes a throw in before I think the ref or the lines person made a decision, so it will be a throw in, but it was just done before a decision was made on which side it will go. Doman in the way there of Tarazon. Chappell. Pianello there making the interception. Good first touch there, and trying to go through the player there was Dylan Holmes. Not many options, but tried to go all herself. Doman now. Time to reset for Campbelltown, and she'll take the throw on this near side. So halfway through this game, I don't know if you would have to say one team is doing better than the other, but you'd have to say as the game's progressed since that first goal, I'd say Campbelltown have the upper hand at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we did see them come together for a chat after the first goal, and obviously with Chekowitz down, so I think the girls have really spoken to each other about what needs to happen, and we're seeing the play come a lot better for them since.
Dorba asking the referee why we need a second ball, as the ball is just behind the gate here, but the player won't be getting it. Not sure who's going to get it either, because there's no one on this near side, and we're not getting out of our commentary booth to retrieve that, so maybe someone at half-time will have to pick that one up and hope this ball doesn't go over the fence again. Campbelltown throw with Doman. Good pass forward, Chappell. Time to run into Hayley Needs on the far side is making the run. 1v1 with Kafari. Used her pace to get past. But Kafari used her defensive threat to stop that in the tracks, and I think it will. She didn't evade the corner, so it will be one for Birkalla to deal with from the set piece.
Looks like Sarah Chapel and Dylan just having a few words about how to take this one. I mean, probably started their runs a bit early last time, and Macaulay really hit the spot that it probably needed to, so hopefully they make the most of this one.
Rule in that area again now, and it'll be Macaulay's left footer from the set piece again. Another great corner. An own goal! I think it's off Anna Pritchard, actually. A great set piece there from Alice Macaulay. And an own goal for Campbelltown that led to Birkalla taking the lead once again.
Yeah, I mean, like we were just saying, she has a dangerous left-in swing, so to make the most of it, and especially with that many bodies and the tall Campbelltown team, like we said, anything can happen. So
they retake the lead here, West Torrens Birkalla, probably against the run of play as well, and a player who usually scores down the other end, puts it in our own net, Anna Pritchard. Looks like the stadium announcer has given it to Sarah Chappell. I'm not sure she celebrated too much, so unless we've got that wrong, I believe it was an own goal. Here's Pritchard now looking in behind for Gable. Another one cleared over this far side. There's a couple balls waiting for someone to retrieve them. I think Doman maybe tried to, but now we have probably 3 balls all on this side with no one to retrieve. Tarazon asking for a foul. They will get it delayed. Maybe there was a call from the assistant back behind plate. The Alice Macaulay to take this one. Of course, another player, ex-Adelaide City, and former teammates with some players in this team. Of course, former teammates with players in her own team as well, and Ursino.
yeah, she's been a great pickup for Birkalla this season. I think probably a bit more of a quiet achiever, but definitely consistent throughout the season. Just does the job and creates a lot for them as well, even especially with those set pieces and just maintaining that strength in the games.
Looks like watching back on replay, it was an own goal for Anna Pritchard, so the stadium announcer just a bit keen there and giving the captain another goal. Of course, scored her second league goal in this game early in the clash, but she hasn't got a brace. Pritchard now will take the throw herself, but finds a Birkalla player in Vogelsang. Doman looking long, but not towards a red target. Gianella, Chappell, strong challenge. So does Tarazon, and she's beaten Josephine Trimboli to the ball. Space to drive into. She's getting outnumbered now, looking for a pass. Vogelsang, top of the box. Finds Needs out wide, who stayed onside amid the calls of the Campbelltown backline. Was she tripped up? She was, just ahead of the box in a dangerous area, where, of course, Alice Macaulay is going to probably take this again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, fortunate to not be in the box, and yeah, maybe a bit of a technical foul, but knowing what Alice Macaulay can do from that spot, it's very dangerous.
Definitely a bit closer. She might even attempt a strike here. Good angle for it as well. If she can just angle this to the far post, there would be someone there to make contact. I think Holmes maybe wants a piece of it as well, but definitely favours the left footer. Maybe they're going to try something short here even.
Probably one they've practiced at training a couple times, I'd say.
Set piece for Birkalla. Macaulay has to strike herself, and it's a good save there by Bosco at her near post. Looked like it was aimed towards that top corner area, but probably a bit more centrally for the goalkeeper to get a touch like that. Good strike from Alice Macaulay. Again, she would be one to look out for. I mean, centre back, but she's had most of the attacking threat so far.
Yeah, definitely dangerous. But yeah, Bosco did really well to clear that just over the bar as well. Just not allowing the rebound to fall into the play of Birkalla, so great clearance.
Pritchard looking away from this one, and it was Bramley who gets the header instead. That one wasn't probably the best delivery by Macaulay. This one in an area, Bramley again in the way. They're pushing the back there, obvious on Chelsea Dorber, but not the best of delivery from that corner. So Campbelltown will be allowed to play out from this one with 15 minutes left in this first half. They're obviously looking to get themselves back in the game again. So a game at the moment full of 3 defensive mistakes that have allowed the goals to happen, but at least 2 of them were pounced on by some good attacking moves. Pritchard looking for Takuda. Needs goes early for Chappell. He doesn't give up chase there on Bramley. Good touch from Takuda. Chased every down by the last minute by Simpson. Another throw in on the far side to Kafari. So with 15 minutes to go to the halftime whistle, Sarah, what do you think both coaches will be saying so far in this game?
I think both teams, I mean, I'm imagining that Birkalla will be pretty happy with how they're going. I mean, they keep pushing, but just to tighten that defence up a little bit. Like you said, at the moment it's a bit more defensive errors rather than anything. Campbelltown probably coming in just to keep pushing forward, because I think it's died off a little bit since the second goal. They were really looking explosive with those chances, so I think just reiterating that what they were doing was working and just to trust the process a bit more.
Of course, West Torrens Birkalla have a good defensive shape when they set up. I was there for that cup final against West Adelaide, and they had a great defensive setup in that first half, took the lead and then pretty much kept out West Adelaide for the remainder. Start of the second half, it was West Adelaide who came out the blocks early and got a few quick goals that led them all the way to the win. So maybe Campbell's going to have to take a leaf out of West Adelaide's book there and how to come out for a second half against this Birkalla team. Of course, down a few players with injuries. Both teams, of course, Birkalla missing a few in their lineup today, while for Campbelltown, of course, their keeper subbed off early in this clash, but they definitely have to come out early and start pressing this Birkalla team if there are any chance to reverse this scoreline.
Yeah, of course, and I think both teams, both with a number of players to come off the bench strong and probably eager to make a mark on these finals, knowing that they want to be able to give 100%. So if the result goes their way, they know that they were a part of it, and if it doesn't, they can say that they put everything in for their season.
Bosco looking out here to Doman, a bit too far behind her to keep in. And it'll be Day to take this. Tarazon deflected. Should get onto it until Asada picks it up in the middle of the park, looking for options. Not a lot ahead of her. She's got Doman behind. Macaulay down the line for Tarazon. Ianella. Pritchard, loose touch. Tarazon. She recovers though. That's a good ball. Gable with space to spread out to Takuda, maybe a bit heavy. Battle to keep this in. Does well to get her body in the way. Looking for someone deep to find a cross, but she'll take the throw in instead. So it seems like Gable is the one to take these long throws from both sides. Something you don't often see from an imposing striker, but she's obviously got that in her locker.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a few of them into the box pretty much, and yeah, it creates a dangerous option for them as well, especially when you've got those players that are constantly looking to attack and are able to get the headers onto the ball.
That was a cross from her there after that throw, but it was a good, dangerous delivery, but unfortunately she doesn't have someone to the imposing figure as herself at the back post to make the header. So goal kick for West Torrens Birkalla. Kursawa will be the one to take. Casino. Heavy pass in between two Birkalla players. And again, it will be a throw-in for Gable to take. Got some short options here if she's looking for them, but goes inside to Asada, bouncing for Robertson to clear. Over the top of Doman there. Chappell continues her press. There's Trimboli's long ball. Can't find a red shirt either. So Day take this throw in. 10 minutes to the halftime break. Tarazon to Asino. Good switch there out to Needs. Supposed to drive into her. Touch is heavy. And tries to keep it in, but Kafari does well. Great battle out on the far side. Very even. Maybe there was a trip. Again, the referee says no. Good strong battle, and now Asino has the pressure of Dorba. Macaulay. Day. Chased all the way down there by Pritchard, who can't win the throw-in herself, but put enough pressure on the Birkalla player to stop her in her tracks. Into the middle, looking for Holmes. Gable. 1v1 with Simpson on the far side. Fari. Trimboli. Got a bit of pressure now coming from Tarazon. Trimboli ventures forward. And is found in the back there by Vogelsang. And she'll have a free kick to deal with. Just about in the attacking third. Looks like Dorba's going to take this one. So it seems like the set piece specialist for them is the attacker there in Dorba. And now she'll push on some of the defenders in Bramley and Trimboli. See if they can find something at the far post. Dorba telling her players to go to the far post. She chips it there, and Keeper's the only one in the way. Kurosawa is happy to claim that one. Tarazon, bit of space out here as those defenders are making their way back. You can see in the middle of the park, Bramley pushing to get back there now. Chappell. Tarazon, looked like a good pass until Dorba was in the way defensively. Another rotation between those diamond midfield and two attackers. Now she regains her position up front with Gable. So the game has slowed down a little bit over these last few minutes leading into the half-time. It's been a bit to and fro. I mean, not a lot of passing moves have come to the play, but for Birkalla, that means they're holding their defensive positions well, and they're blocking off those passing lanes too.
Yeah, of course, and I think just knowing that they're very strong defensively, I mean, they're probably looking to make it up the half to kind of go in and rework how they want to finish this game off, whether it's, you know, sitting it back a bit more defensively, or do they take those extra chances to get another one?
Dorba will have another set piece to deal with. This one a bit wider than the other. A few more players are on that far post, now expecting a delivery in that region. Dorba, it's a good ball to the far post. One out there, I think, by Macaulay. She'll leave that one for Kurosawa to take. Carla patient with their build-up. Not a lot of options short. Vogelsang now makes that. Day. Tarazon. Gable. Tokuda. Spins out of the pressure, and Kafari now tries to go forward, stopped in her tracks. Vogelsang forward to Needs, but right behind her. Good flick there by Asada, fouled. Advantage was going to be played until it stopped the attack. Ianella will take this with Diamond, short option.
Yeah, again, Campbelltown really looking to try and stretch the Birkalla defence, but they've got plenty of numbers behind the ball at the moment, really making it hard for them to get in.
Chapel in the back, one from the captain. Trimbolin gets a bit of a talking to there by the referee. Maybe there was a bit of a knee in the back there. Of course, you can see those go wrong, so he wants to make sure we don't see much more of that. But yeah, as you're saying, when Campbelltown have the ball, it's about 4 of their attackers on the back line of Birkalla. And not a lot of short options or at a different angle. They're on the same line. So they're fairly easy to defend there from West Orange Birkalla. Just got to get in front of your man and win the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, they're pretty much going man for man with that line, and then, yeah, just having the additional 3 players in front. So, you know, I think Campbelltown really needs to start switching it up and creating more short options to be able to break it.
Good touch there by Ianella. Vogelsang in the path of Chapel. Big challenge there with her and Bramley. Comes off second best there, but it was a good strong challenge. Fair, won the ball. Chapel taking a while to get to her feet now.
And I guess second big challenge of the day. I mean, definitely came off a bit worse than that first one. So hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Over the head of her, Sina Robertson letting that one go to her goalkeeper. Now she's getting up Chapel. Bit of a limp in her step as she walks back, and maybe just has to take a breather. Of course, less than 5 minutes to the halftime break, so you just got to get through these last couple, and she'll get a rest and maybe some medical attention as well. Holmes, good touch to Vogelsang.
Yeah, and of course, she's had a very strong first half. I mean, we've seen a few big challenges, captain to captain in this part. And yeah, she's really given her all through the first half, so you can imagine she'd be feeling a bit tired by now, and yeah, especially after a few big challenges too.
Like a coaching instruction there to Anna Pritchard. Maybe there's a rotation in that midfield triangle. Tarazon gets a good cross in, and in the way there, I believe, was Takuda. Holmes didn't get the final touch, so it'll be a corner for West Torrens Birkalla on the near side, and it'll be one of the last actions before half time. It'll be interesting to see where maybe Pritchard is situated in that diamond after this. So on the near side, it's Tarazon taking these, right footer again in swinging, looking for those targets at the far post. Tarazon's delivery in a good area, and a good header for West Orange Birkalla. This one, I think, is the captain, Sarah Chapel, and she gets her head to an excellent delivery and puts her side 2 goals to the good just before half time. A great time to score if you're a team in the lead, and a terrible time too if you're the team losing. So a great header this time, and captain Sarah Chapel in the number 9 position in place of Talia Bellardo. The injured player has had a first half to remember.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were just saying she's come off a few heavy challenges, but, you know, all worth it for a brace in the end. And, yeah, that was really great delivery by Tarazon there as well. Just flat, and realistically only had to get a head on it. So.
Well, let's hope the stadium announcer doesn't call it a hat trick for her today, but she's definitely got 2 and probably had a hand in the other one as well, putting some pressure on Pritchard. But 2 goals for captain Sarah Chapel today so far is enough to keep them ahead of Campbelltown, and a lot of work to do for Campbelltown now. Of course, this is an elimination game. There's no second chances after this. And for West Torrens Birkalla, have got 1 more game to win after this if they are to make the grand final, and that's going to be against 2 tough teams, West Adelaide and Salisbury Inter, 2 teams they haven't beaten all season.
Exactly, and I mean, coming off of last week as well from Salisbury Inter, I mean, hopefully they know how to change their game plan up a bit more to really push themselves for that grand final spot. Because, yeah, I think they've really pushed and showed that they're a team that can be in the finals and making a name for themselves this season. So, yeah, coming off a win might give them that extra confidence they need.
not a lot of experience in the final series, West Torrens Birkalla. Of course, they've brought in players who do have that experience in the last couple seasons, but they're looking to go one better from 2024. And at the moment, they've got themselves in a real good position to do so. Robertson. Gable. Fari switch is loose. Tarazon will pick it up. Holmes. Now again, and they're on the back line, looking for that pass to Needs, and in the way was Bramley, a good little nutmeg as well in on the Birkalla player. Sada, all behind them. Bramley is loose. Chappell will pick it up from an onside position. Tarazon and Dorba, fair challenge, says the referee. Or maybe not. Maybe there was a whistle there that was quite quiet.
Yeah, it didn't look to be the call at that point. Maybe the assistant referee's getting a bit over the comms.
Dorba, time to turn and try and find a pass forward. Finds Takuda, who swapped with Pritchard. Gable, good control. Not sure if that was a shot or maybe looking for someone in behind, but in either case, Kurasar was there with an easy clearance. Just bouncing it there as a basketball player would, and didn't notice the pressure there of Asada coming from behind. So Diamond. Takuda. Diamond looking centrally and early. Ianella. Dorba to Doman. Takuda. Good tricky feet. And now Doman will look centrally. Over the head of everyone. Simpson now will clear. So that changes from one side to the other. Pritchard and Takuda, both either side of the diamond. They've swapped sides now with Pritchard at the far left. Takuda in front of screen here, near on the right. Macaulay. Patient. Finds the short option. And a great first touch there by Tarazon ahead of Doman. Space to run into. Plays in the centre of the box. Her cross is deflected out by Trimboli. A tough one to control, but it was probably in an area that would have favoured the Campbelltown backline.
Yeah, as you said though, great touch by Tarazon there to get past, and just unfortunate to not be just that bit more to the Birkalla player, but I mean, got a corner out of it, so you can't be too mad about it.
They've been very dangerous from corners, scoring 2 out of their 3 goals from them in this half, 1 from either side as well. This one will be Tarazon to take from the near side, but it's Captain Chappell there looking for a hat-trick. Being marshalled very closely there by Bramley. She's all the way out of the picture now, but Tarazon takes this, again looking far post. Vogelsang went for the jump, asking for the foul. Simpson, top of the box, has a strike herself. And as Tarazon stayed on side, I think it's too heavy anyway. But again, another chance there for Birkalla from the corner. And trying to make a contact with the ball there, Vogelsang was just a bit too eager. Trimboli. Takuda. Doman. Looking for the switch. Trimboli now finds it. Pritchard on that new left-hand side. Fari Gable tried something tricky there and makes it work out somehow to Asada. Asada to Pritchard. Looking to launch one far post. No one's there, and pulled up a little bit after that one as well, Pritchard. Tried to swing it in behind, but the angle was just too tight to get your body all around there.
Yes.
Taking a lot of time out of this is Mabel Day on this near side to take the throw in. We are into added time. Referee has had a look at his watch, so won't be a lot left after this. Maybe another chance if Campbelltown are on the attack though. Gable tries to turn inside of Needs. Needs will find the option to Simpson instead. She tries to return the favour, but Needs was just too eager and running ahead of the ball and gets marshalled out the way by Gable. Campbelltown now in their defensive half, so at the referee's discretion to blow the whistle for half time. Trimboli. Simpson's header. Bit of head tennis now in the middle of the park. That one's loose though by Chappell. Gable. Bianella. Again in the defensive half, so the referee looking at his watch won't have a lot to add on here. Maybe this is their last attack, Campbelltown. Macaulay. This goes out. Must be a bit out of time. Of course, there was that goalkeeper injury, you have to remember, and obviously 4 goals in this first half too, so there's a bit of time there to add on. And we don't have the discretion of watching the added time count up, so I'm not quite sure how many minutes in we are now, but can't be long to the half-time whistle blows. Big clash on the far side between Kafari and Needs. Maybe in the face or in the ribs, but I think the referee's going to have a chat to the Campbelltown player, or maybe he's had a chat to his 4th official about some of the time being added on. We'll have a chat to Kafari. Trimboli is there to get the instructions as the captain.
Yeah, and of course we've seen Kafari and Needs constant battles between the two at the moment. Both strong challengers. You've got both fast players and aggressive players, so yeah, probably a little bit of words to both of them really.
And that's the half-time whistle here. The referee has drawn to a close this clash so far. West Torrens Birkalla 3-1 up at half-time break here. 2 goals to Chappell, as well as an own goal for Pritchard, and for Campbelltown a goal for Lydia Gable. So a bit of a couple of goal swing at the moment at the half-time break, and we'll join you in the second half for some more action.
It's official partners, and you'll see them up on screen very shortly. Thank you.
First touches, first goals, first big moments. This is where football comes back to being football. Fast, technical, unpredictable, and always fun. Football Fives is built for players who still love the game, but play it their way. More touches, more movement, more moments that actually matter. Whether you're fitness, chasing wins, or just chasing that feeling of playing again, this is where your game fits. Different divisions, different levels, one shared love of football. Football Fives, football that works around life, not the other way around.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
in.
Where are we going?
There are so many career paths with SAPOL, from operations to CSI. Hello. You could walk the beat or work somewhere a little quieter. If you want to make a difference, there's a career at SAPOL for you.
Hey, it's going to be all right.
Call up the search.
Find where you belong in blue. Search SAPOL Careers.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Hits it, and what a hit it is, and that makes it 4-1. He unleashes with his left. But he's through on goal, he's struggled to the far side. And Olympic have broken the deadlock. It's Mincing Park, ready through. Satira's there, he's got a first chance at it, blocked, second chance at it. Great stop there by Oxenham, it's broken to Molas. And that's a fine goal to open the scoring for Arby Molas. Now, just outside the box, faces Van der Hout, he's on his left, swings the shot in. Oh, that's a cracker. Passing it, John scores a banger.
For an injury on the weekend, our walk-in sports injury clinic is open Saturdays and Sundays to support you. Located ground floor, Calvary Adelaide Hospital, Wakefield Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic is keeping you moving.
I love refereeing because it's a challenge, you know, to go out to try and get the right decision, manage some of the egos or the personalities, knowing that you've got all these different types of people at play. And it's actually been a good life school as well. I started refereeing junior games on the Sunday. I was playing in senior football on the Saturday, so I felt like, you know, making some money. I think I was a decent player back then. You know, I could have stayed around and played senior football in NPL, but I decided to go refereeing, and I've got in the National League much quicker than if I was as a player. Probably wouldn't have made it as a player, to be honest. Just kind of never looked back and was happy to progress. But I think people should try refereeing. I think it's a great tool to realise, you know, how you can also contribute to part of the game. There's pathways. Definitely can be a rewarding career.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jay Drobran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's got to be HPG.
We are unbelievably proud to announce today a partnership with Variety, the children's charity, which will result in a scholarship fund for children within the state who are in need of help to participate in the game. The total amount of the fund is going to be $100,000, which is a significant amount, but it's going to support young children access football in the state.
One of the many trademarks that Variety has really is about inclusion and joy and community. And this scholarship partnership speaks to all of that. It allows children to be involved. It allows children from a community program to be involved across all communities. And above all, will provide them with a great sense of joy.
There'll be 3 tiers of scholarships. One of those is a participation scholarship up to $2,000. There will be 2 grants provided for pathway program players up to $5,000, and Tier 3 will be an inclusion scholarship between $500 and $1,000 to support young kids under the age of 18 whose families need support to access the game. We think it's a really important project that we've been working on for a period of time. Variety are an amazing charity. They provide so much support to the local community. The partnership's been made with Variety and Football South Australia contributing equally to the fund to the tune of a total amount of $100,000. We think it's an exciting development for the game in the state, and it's with great pride that we announce that today.
This is where it starts. First touches, first goals, first big moments. Where confidence grows, where skills get sharper, where friends become teammates, and teammates become mates for life. Football Fives is fast, it's fun, and it's built for players who just want to play. More touches, more chances, more moments to try, learn, and go again. Here, every player is part of the game. Every pass matters. Every goal feels big. Whether you're starting out, building confidence, or just love being on the ball, Football Fives is your game. Football Fives. Play more. Learn faster. Love the game.
Welcome back to the Apex Steel WNPL Finals Week 2 game, elimination final between West Torrens, Birkalla and Campbelltown. We're just about to join you for the start of the second half. A sub has been made for Campbelltown at the halftime break. It's Monique Rakiki to come on in place of Marina Asada. For West Torrens, Birkalla, looks like everything is the same for them. They of course got some late goals in that first half, led them to a 2-goal lead, so Campbelltown are looking to get back in the clash, and they've done so by bringing on young attacker with a couple of goals this season. See if you can make the difference, of course. So, second half underway. With the captain, Sarah Chappell, of course, after her 2 goals in this clash so far. She's carrying her team towards the prelim final, it seems. It'll be interesting to see, Sarah, what each team comes out with in this second half. Of course, the sub is what you hope would bring some added impetus and pressure onto the back line, but you never know. Here's a long ball looking for her now. Kurosawa's header only as far as Pritchard. And now Rakiki does get her first touches of the ball. Spreads it out wide to Dorba. She delivers near post. Pritchard's there and can't make contact with it. So do you expect Campbelltown to come out and try and play some close brand football instead of trying to get it long?
Yeah, I mean, obviously bringing on Monique Rakiki, like, she's probably more of a winger, which I think in the first half we were saying obviously their forward lineup was a big team of midfielders and probably more central players, so I think they'd probably be looking to play a bit longer boards through to Rakiki, knowing that she can make those runs. She's got that speed, and honestly she's very strong to come up against, so I think we'll see a bit of a mix of both, to be honest.
Of course, you can tell as well by, as we see Hayley Needs here coming away on the right-hand side, Summer Doman does take up most of that width on the right, while on the left here, Kafari does go forward, but definitely not as much as Doman on the other side. So with Rakiki being on this wing, she'll have a lot of that space to drive into herself and hopefully use some width to this Campbelltown team, because they're becoming a bit easy to predict going forward with those 4 tall timber up front and all looking to run in behind. And it'll be interesting to see what changes that makes to this team now. As you see again, a couple of minutes into this first half, both balls already out on this far side with no one to collect. So again, going through the ball bag to utilise all the match balls available. It'll be Simpson to take the throw in. Vogel saying, good spin out of the danger. Kafari was in the way for Birkalla. Bit different of a second half to come out to compared to their other second halves against teams that were finishing above them and higher in the league. Of course, that cup semi-final, they were the ones 1-0 up going into it. Chapel will be offside, as that's called. They were 1-0 up going into that half-time, and coming out into the second half, they were a bit lackadaisical and made some mistakes, led to West Adelaide getting back in the game. So for them now, it's different game plan in trying to hold out this Campbelltown team's second half antics and try and hold out for their own.
And of course, and as we've seen throughout the season, Campbelltown's a team that can score goals. I mean, they've had a few high-scoring results. Birkalla just, I mean, towards the end of the first half anyway, we saw them become a lot more defensive, and that might be the case, knowing that they've got a bit of a 2-goal buffer rather than 1 goal. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Free kick in the middle of the park for Kurosawa to take. She's looking forward for Chapel. Good flick on there, and Doman will get an interception with some handball shouts her way. Needs back to Asino now. Good turn by Vogelsang. Looking for the overlap now. Simpson does provide it and puts a good ball in the box. Bramley, maybe a little nudge in the back. Tarazon spins, looking for the left-footed shot through the legs, but she can't get the strike. Chapel there using her experience and a little nudge in the back maybe on Bramley to take her out of the conversation, but referee couldn't see that one and won't be able to come through. Pritchard, good bit of build-up here, looking for Rakiki. A running race between her and Simpson is won by the latter. You can see as well, as that camera has panned to that far side, all those Salisbury interplays in the tunnel, of course, just arrived for their clash at 3 p.m. against West Adelaide, of course, who also arrived at that half-time break. And, of course, the other game at 3 p.m. on the pitch 2 is Adelaide City and Mulberry Vista. I saw a bunch of the Adelaide City women's players arriving. Not a lot of the Vista ones, so they're a bit delayed, but they're all here now doing their final preps to start their warm-up for the game kicking off at 3. Of course, that is, if this game doesn't go to extra time and penalties, because that might delay the kickoff a little bit. It wouldn't delay the artificial pitch kickoff. I'm not sure what the score was at halftime in that reserves clash, but hopefully everything stays on track. So Kurosawa again with a goal kick for Birkalla. Bramley, good header. Pritchard, little flick. Rakiki getting involved early and spreading the play now to Dorba. 1v1 on the far side with Day. Dorba shifts onto her right. Defended out well by young Day. Going to be a corner for Campbelltown. But again, Rakiki getting involved early. It's what you want to see if you're a coach, if you're a player too. You want to get some touches on the ball in the first few touches of your game.
Yeah, of course, and obviously being a young player and coming into such a big game, I mean, like we said before, she'd really want to be making a mark. And
it's off the line there. As the keeper tried to come and claim, but got caught under the ball. I believe it was Simpson on the line to header that one out. Onside here was Gable, and we'll go back to play now. But yeah, as you're saying, a youngster coming onto the park at halftime. The game you're chasing is Trimboli there. Kicks it with her standing foot instead, but coming onto a game where they're looking for goals. Here's Gable now, top of the box, looks to change things. Maybe a good strike. Central again, fortunately, for Kurosawa, but Campbelltown have come out to the half and come out to play.
Yeah, and I think as we were saying before, obviously they were looking for those short passes and kind of reverted back a bit, but I think Rakiki's really given them a few more options and allowed a bit more movement for those players in the middle in diamond formation. So we can see us swapping sides, and honestly just has a bunch of energy. And I mean, you can see in these challenges here.
Needs does well under the pressure. Felt a little bit of that one after. She's limping now. Holmes. Good pressure there by Ianella. Big challenge in the middle of the park. Young midfielder, unerring in the centre of midfield. Hasn't had a lot of aerial battles to win, but fortunately they've been on the deck and she's done well with them as well. Ianella now. Good switcher play to Dorba. Some players down here on the left. She will find Rakiki, maybe a bit too behind her. But they're trying to switch the point of attack, which is what you have to do to try and unearth this back line of West Holmes Birkalla. At the moment, they just haven't found their touch, but the idea is there. Kiki and Pritchard. Good move on this left side. He's got Robertson to beat. Looks for the early pass to Yakuta. Just a bit far ahead of her. Trimboli keeping the pressure applied. Dorba forced backwards. Trimboli looks central. Simpson with a good header. Of course, the sun now coming across the pitch. A couple of them, those players looking for a little bit of respite in the shade. And Chappell maybe fouled off the ball there by Doman. No advantage, so no foul would have been played. Needs is onside here. And now she takes it past one. Looking to shape onto her right. Still Needs in the box. Big challenge from Kafari. A strong one as well. And it was fair. A corner for Birkalla now, but a good chance there, Needs. I'm sure she wouldn't have thought she was onside, maybe.
Yeah, definitely probably deceived herself a little bit. And then, yeah, kind of panicked a little bit, not knowing where to go. But, yeah, has done really well to get her team a corner there.
So it'll be the first corner of the second half for Alice McCauley to take. We saw how dangerous those deliveries were in the first half, and now against the sun. We'll see what they can do this time. McCauley's delivery not so good this time. Hits the side netting. Wasn't troubling the goalkeeper, but you can definitely tell as well, I've noticed in the first half at least, and now from that corner you can see taking time out of every set piece and throw in West Torrens Birkalla. They know how to manage a game and how to annoy a team who's trying to get back into it too. Good win there on the far side by Day, but Chappell a bit heavy to try and get onto, but you can tell that as a player, I think I saw Ianella at the top of the box asking the referee, we're playing or what? How long are we delaying every time the ball goes out? And Birkalla are just taking precious minutes out of every time they get the ball from a set piece.
Yeah, but again, that's just smart play and just knowing that, you know, again, a team that's on the back foot is definitely going to start being a bit more focused on that rather than their gameplay. So, yeah, you can't knock them for it, really.
Bosco now to Bramley. Trimboli, Unella. Full pass there, Doman. Still driving forward, Bramley now finds Doman, but it's heavy in front of her. That pass doesn't stick. Probably see now each of the throw-ins. Taking ample time.
Again, probably a bit more frustration from Campbelltown players there too.
Referee overruling that decision. Campbelltown will get underway quickly. Gable Now they're spreading the width. Kafari. Rakiki looking for the 1-2 with Kafari, but the pass is a bit heavy from the fullback.
Looks like the coach is having a couple words with other Rakiki, potentially maybe another substitute on the way.
Didn't come on last week, and her sister did, so maybe both of them were the one to make the clash. This Pritchard, top of the box. Yakuta, a soft pass back to Pritchard, but she'll win out. Looking centrally through the legs of Ursino, but not towards a red shirt. Bramley with a good touch. Holmes, making the good interception as well. Interesting to see if Campbelltown make this sub as well, because they need to get a goal early in this game to try and get things back close.
Yeah, I think a second goal for them would really help pick up the intensity and show them that they're back in it. I mean, they really started the half strong as well, with plenty of chances.
Looking for the shot. Monique Rakiki still going in the box. Just about evades a tackle in the penalty area. Needs. Tries to do the old tap and run, but runs out of space. Look like we will be seeing that substitution now, and it will be Takuda who will be making way now, and it'll be Amelia Rakiki to join the game. And it'll be interesting to see if she can make the difference, as her sister has done so far. Both of them scoring 2 league goals this season, so they know where the goals are and how to get themselves back in the clash. And now for Campbelltown, they've thrown a lot of the dice at this so far. Trimboli's header needs Dorba. Bramley. Kafari looking down the line. It's a better ball, and good bit of body work done there by Monique Rakiki. Driving into the box, looking for a red shirt. Tries to cut it back, but it's deflected. Loses all the power on that cross. Vogelsang beaten to it by Ianella. Rakiki is here to deal with her and wins out as well. Ianella looking centrally, but the ball is too soft for Gable. Great bit of play there by her, though, to win it back, and a pass almost lets the move down. Still the pressure coming from Campbelltown. Doman looking for an early delivery. Turns into a shot maybe. And you can see on the far side, Dorba was asking for the ball as well, so he's getting caught in two minds there. Vogelsang using her pace and spreading the play now. Not many options, still going Vogelsang. Past a few, maybe fouled. Top of the box she is. And I think that is Ianella who made that foul top of the box in a shooting range opportunity, Sarah.
Yeah, dangerous spot. Oh, the sub coming in. But yeah, dangerous spot to give away a foul, and probably didn't mean to clip her there, but I mean, she's putting in everything for the game, and I think we're seeing a little bit of panic between the Campbelltown players, but they just need to let themselves get back into the game.
So it will be Captain Sarah Chappell to make way, as she does so with applause, and it'll be Isabel Hodgson who's going to come on in her place. Of course, coming back from being on the bench in the last couple of weeks as well. She often comes on at this stage, but Sarah Chappell as well, after dealing with probably a couple of knocks in this game, has done her piece, and the captain makes way.
Well, yeah, especially knowing if they do go into the prelim next week, I mean, you'd want to make sure that she's well rested, especially after those few heavy knocks.
So it's Macaulay and Tarazon over the top of this. Again, probably favours the left footer there. Taking their sweet time in trying to organise who's going to take it. Maybe shooting range for Alice Macaulay. Dummies. Tarazon has the strike. It's deflected out by Bramley. And Campbelltown will keep it alive. They've got the numbers now. Kafari looks forward for Rakiki, but that's too far ahead of her. So Holmes now has the armband for Birkalla, and Hodgson has resumed a striker role, as Sarah Chappell was playing as well. See what difference she can make up the top there, because of course they're both playing probably out of position, both natural midfielders, but both can find the back of the net. It's a good tackle there by Hodgson. Holmes looking to spread it wide. She stayed on side here. Isabel Hodgson got Tarazon in the box. Looks for the square. Tarazon with a good first touch and a second. Bosco, fantastic save. Point blank range from the sub-goalkeeper of Campbelltown. Now Vogelsang will try and keep it alive on the left. Great move by both Hodgson and Holmes. Linking up. An unselfish bit of play there. No foul as Holmes takes that strike. And I think it's Trimboli down, clutching something. But the sub has paid off just so far. Of course, providing that run in behind now. Hodgson coming on fresh as a sub with 30 minutes to play. Be another different figure to deal with for Campbelltown at the back.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, obviously, very dangerous knowing that Hodgson and Holmes have played together for so long. I mean, they definitely would have that partnership between the two of them. And then, yeah, even Tarazon, that turn at the end towards the shot on goal. I mean, just lucky that Bosco was there to cover it.
Might be more of a midfielder, but Hodgson does find the net on numerous occasions. 5 league goals this season. A lot of them were off the bench and quite quickly after she came on. So it'll be interesting to see if she can have some more chances on goal and she can maybe end this game. Simpson dealing with a bit of pressure. Rakiki gets away from the tackle but can't find the pass. Pressure is amped up in this second half. Both teams know what's on the line. No second chances next week, and even for some like Pritchard out there, this could be one of her last games. So they really want to do this for her as well as their coaches as well, leaving after this season, Campbelltown City head coaches. So you don't often get to play many games with a group that stayed together for numerous years, and this could be one of the last opportunities for Campbelltown. So they want to get themselves back in this game. Robertson. Doman using her body. Does she get a touch? No, says the official on the far side. Holmes with a header back to Robertson. Bit of pressure coming from Campbelltown now. She can only clear on the far side, but definitely the forward step has been pressed by the team who are behind at the moment. Long throw in. Asking for a handball there on Orsino. Couldn't see much in that myself.
No, couldn't really see it either, but you'll take the calls if you can.
Gable, far side with time to cross. Launches one in. Misses a few heads, but Rakiki will have to try and chase this. Does well to get her foot in the way and clear up the line.
Yeah, she's had a really good game today, Needs. Won plenty of challenges and just constantly working on and off the ball.
Bramley down the line to Rakiki, sorry. Looks central and early, but a switch, fantastic to Doman. The fullback still with a lot of run in her legs. And the pressure on Day. It's going to be a throw in for Campbelltown, asking maybe for a corner if it went out on that far baseline. I think even Doman thought it was a corner. Passing it back, expecting it to be a set piece, and I don't think she takes throw in, so Gable again looking for a long one. Rakiki's made the run over her head, and Macaulay's too, and Simpson just about does enough with that clearance. Doman, sorry, Kafari on this near side. Amelia Rakiki shifts, delivers over the head of Dorba. Pritchard takes it off of Ianella. Gable, first time delivery. Clearances are falling to the top of the box, and cynical foul there by Ianella. I believe will be the first booking of the day. And she's had a couple in the second half, and that one stopped the attack in its tracks. The first yellow card of the day going to Georgia Ianella.
A bit of a heavy one there, but don't think it was too intentional, just more a hunger for the ball.
Not a lot of movement across either bench still at the moment. Of course, a lot of their attacking subs have come on for Campbelltown. Maybe there's a couple of defensive ones for Birkalla. They're not giving up, trying to get more goals in this game and try and finish it off early. Kurosawa to take. Vogelsang maybe are pushing her back this time as the ball goes in behind, looking for Hodgson again. Just stripped off it by Trimboli. Forced all the way back now, Birkalla. Macaulay. Can't find Birkalla shirt. Bramley. Dorba. Outnumbered a little bit at the back here, Campbelltown, as they sent Bramley, I believe, forward maybe to join the midfield. Bosco takes a bit of time, and Kafari's now under the pressure of Needs. Rakiki. Gable using her body, but Orsino had the front position. Needs all the right wing to work with. Finds a ball to Vogelsang. Lost their footing in the process, and Pritchard came across. Dorba. Gable, beaten to it by Macaulay. Doman. Dorba can't find a red shirt, loses out. Bramley won the ball but couldn't find a passing option. Simpson. Header by Kafari there, who'll retain it after following that. Hodgson trying to apply the press. Distribution there by Bosco to find Doman under the pressure of Vogelsang, who comes across and wins that. So a bit of a lull in the game at the moment, not a lot of attacking threat. There's 20 minutes or so plus added to go. We would have to say if Campbelltown take this long to get a second, maybe they find it difficult to get a third. Simpson and Rakiki battling out, but at the moment it's just looking like both sides are fairly even standings. So Kiki looking for a cross deflected. Sahel will claim.
Of course, and I think obviously Campbelltown probably came out 100% out of that in the second half, I should say, at the start of it. So maybe we're seeing them get a bit tired, or you know, you kind of get to that panicky stage if things aren't working as well as you thought they were going to. So I mean, we've seen a few shots that maybe could have been played off and look for the shorter option. So I guess, yeah, they're just looking to get something in the back of the net, but maybe it's taking a bit away from their game at the moment.
Strong challenge from Pritchard there on Vogelsang. The latter will come off second best and win the throw-in, but win the foul, sorry. There is looking like maybe some conversation on the bench. I believe it's with the injured goalkeeper though, Chekowitz, I think. So maybe no sub just yet, but Birkalla, they've got a couple warming up Birkalla at the moment now anyway, and a couple of them are attacking minded, but coming into the last 20 minutes of the game, They like to make some changes late on. Of course, they had long-time servant Jasmine Franks is on the bench as well. Usually makes her way onto the park late on in clashes. And of course, they have a couple more youngsters too who will have some run left in their legs to hold this out, if that's what is to be.
Yeah, I think we've got Brooklyn Rigney potentially looking to come on as well for Campbelltown. I mean, she's doing a little bit of a warm-up over there, so maybe just trying to change something up and give those fresh legs, because I think, yeah, the beginning when Monique Rikiki came on, she was all out the gates. Probably a bit tired now from that and not really getting the ball to where she needs it.
Good bit of build-up play here now. Dorba on the far right needs to put a delivery in. She's got Gable top of the box, still going Dorba, but Macaulay beats her out to it. Those two former Adelaide City teammates know each other through and through, and the defensive prowess of Macaulay, who's having quite a game today, comes out on top. Dorba, early delivery this time. Rikiki wins the front position but can't keep the ball down. Simpson can only clear down the line for Needs. Good first touch. Holmes. Simpson in the way. We are going to see another sub for Campbelltown. It looks like it is going to be that player, Brooke Rigney, to come on. And I believe
Trimboli to come in.
Trimboli on the near side. So captain's armband has swapped to Bramley now, I believe, in the centre of defence. And young Rigney will come on, and potentially that's an attacker for a defender. So some formation changes again for Campbelltown to try and get a goal back in this clash. Loose cross there by Kafari. Rikiki's gone to that far side, Monique. And Rigney's come to this near side. Here's her first touch of the ball. Puts a cross in. Robertson's there. Needs. Does well to get past Kafari. Still going, Haley Needs. Not a lot of options forward. Comes unstuck. Rigney. Looks central over the top early when maybe the short option was better off. Now Kurosawa taking some more time out of the game with a ball at her feet.
It definitely looks like we've transitioned to a 3 at the back for Campbelltown now. Just really throwing everything up front, which, yeah, you kind of need to do in these positions. There's no game after today for the loser, so, yeah, may as well throw everything at it that you can.
Bramley, good first touchdown, but Needs was in the way to press her. Holmes finds the spare player on the far side. Tarazon stays on side. She's got Hodgson in the box. Tarazon cuts inside. On her right, has the strike. Over the bar. Massive chance to end things all here was Tarazon on the far left. Had a good first touch and the chop as well to get away from the defender, but couldn't keep her cool in front of goals. And I think now we're going to see a couple of subs for Birkalla. Looks like it'll be Mathiang to come on and Ursino to make way, and I think there was another one maybe ready there that will come on later on in the clash. So again, good performance in the midfield there by Ursino. No goal today, but she's got stuck in, and now Mathiang will come on, I believe on the left. Maybe Tarazon will resume Ursino's place in the middle of the park. So bit of a change, a bit of a youthful attacker on in Mathiang to come on the left. And all that coming after a big chance for Birkalla to score their fourth goal and their first in the second half. Dorba. Gable, good flick on. Rikiki can't get the touch. Needs. Get something on that. And Dorba very deep now to try and pick this ball up. Sure, her coach is trying to tell her we need you up front there, and we've got enough players back to deal with the defensive issues. We need more people up front to make some attacking ones. Good control there by Amelia Rikiki. Pass not so much. Tarazon in behind. Vogelsang can't get the touch. Bramley, timely interception. Overlapping on the left now. Olivia Bramley. Dorba. Doman. Nothing, gets an interception in. So we're almost into the last 10 minutes of this game, Sarah. You'd have to say that, obviously a turnover, sorry, Mathiang from the goal kick has an early strike, and you can tell she's just fresh, still hasn't got herself into the game, but coming to the last couple of minutes, is this a game you would expect it of a clash of this nature, or is it a bit of a surprise if Birkalla come away with a win here?
Yeah, look, I think obviously even from the start we said it was going to be a pretty close game, and we know how dangerous Campbelltown are up front, but Birkalla's really picked out their moments, and I think, like we said at the beginning, they've been consistent throughout the entire season, just struggling a bit against those top sides, but I think, you know, it's a group that's been together majority of the year, whereas like the Campbelltown side still taking a bit of time to gel with those additional players that have come in. So, yeah, I honestly think it probably could have gone either way, but we did say whoever gets the first goal will probably have the upper hand, and Birkalla's really taken that today.
I think it's a good testament to their season to show that they go 1-0 up in this game, got an equaliser, but has still put the foot on the gas for the remainder of the game. Birkalla, sometimes when they get that early goal and they're pegged back, they don't recover, but this game they have so far, and it's good good to get into the final series with that as well. Of course, Campbelltown on such a hot run of form, haven't lost in so many games, have beaten a lot of the top opponents in and around them, while for Birkalla, maybe this is the turning point of their season. I say this in week 2 of finals, but the turning point of maybe some success for them to come in the next following weeks. For them to make a grand final will be a massive achievement for them as well, because I don't believe they've been in finals for many years besides this year in 2024, so yeah, a great achievement if they could do so.
Yeah, and I think as well, obviously like we said, there's a few players out of position today for Birkalla, so I think knowing that they have that ability to change it up in the finals, I mean, should Talia come back into the lineup, it puts people back in their preferred, but knowing that you've got that depth and ability to change it is what's going to help them get through it.
Of course, yeah, they had similar game and similar fixtures to this in 2024 when they won their semi-final and then lost in the prelim. This year they've lost their semi-final and look like they're about to win this. So good change of form from them, and hopefully we see this being a surgence in the next couple of years of them making finals consistently and doing so well against the top few teams as well. And if they keep this crew together, I think it's got a fairly young core, and the elder stateswomen in there provide their input, and they can have something for the future to look forward to as well. Needs can't keep that one alive. You can see in the far side over there, that's the West Adelaide team warming up on the Football Sevens pitch over there. Of course, I think that's starting up soon after some of these leagues finish. Some more of that small-sided football. Dorba. A bit of pressure from Holmes. Doman. Gable. Dorba definitely deeper and centrally now, and Pritchard has maybe resumed her role at the head of the attack. A bit taller maybe than Dorba. Both quite tall players. Yeah. But now we'll see Dorba, who likes to get on the ball a bit more. Ball to the far post. It was in between a shot and a cross maybe, and the wind took it a little bit too heavy, but unfortunately it hasn't really been her day so far. Chelsea Dorba has got on the ball a little bit, put some crosses in, but for her expertise and experience, I would have thought she might have had a couple of more strikes on goal.
Yeah, and I think, again, just having that delivery in the short balls, I mean, we saw in the first half a lot of people taking those chances probably out a bit wider than needed, and knowing that Caruso is like really good in the air. I think if she kind of got those feeds for those third men runs, she probably would have had more opportunities to put them away today.
Doman short to Gable. Maybe a bit of a push on Mathiang after that. Macaulay trying to see this one out. The ball wasn't carrying that far.
Bit more of that time wasting that we were talking about earlier, especially now we're coming into the dying minutes of the game.
It's good to see though, a plan executed well. I mean, this Birkalla team quite different from the last couple of seasons, and even their formation I can tell is been worked on and is quite different from a basic one you would see in the WNPL. So they definitely have some input from their coach there, Mitch Nicholson, and you see on the far side, and to really put a stamp on this team that has them in a good position to compete with some of the top teams. I mean, there's been a long time in the WNPL where there's such a gap between the top 2 or 3 and the rest of the league. And you can see now some of those teams who are lower, and we might see another chance here for Hodgson as she's pressuring Kafari, but there was such a hold in those top few teams and the players they had, the football they had, and even the coaches they had too. So it's good to see now some of these teams who are maybe a little lesser known in the WNPL region are doing so well tactically and with the players they have, creating some scalps like this as well. And now they can attract players like Hodgson and Holmes and Vogelsang, some of these really good imports as well. So it's good to see a new team on the radar in the WNPL. Hodgson and Mathiang linking up.
Yeah, of course, and I mean, obviously Birkalla coming into the WNPL, I mean, not too long ago, and they've really made a mark, and I mean, they've kept a pretty cool group. Obviously, a lot of new additions throughout the way, but they're really solidifying themselves as like a finals contenders each year. And even with Campbelltown, I mean, we've seen them come up from the WSL last season, getting to the grand final, and now making the finals again. It just shows that all the teams are really coming together, and it's producing a much stronger competition.
See a set piece here for Dorber to take everybody going forward except for Doman and the goalkeeper Bosco. Dorber's corner is not one of the better ones, and it'll be cleared out quickly for a throw-in. Got about 5 minutes left of normal time. Haven't had a lot of chances in this second half to talk about. All the goals have happened in the opening 45, and seems like that is the way this game will go. Good challenge there by Vogelsang. Needs a bit of space to run into if she can get the touch. She doesn't. And again, you see the time-wasting tactics here as the ball is there for the throw-in and no one's there to take it. It'll be Day now. We'll try and find someone forward. Vogelsang, good bit of her body work there, but can't keep a hold of it. Gable and Macaulay, and unfortunately for the attacker, it wasn't Gable, sorry, it was Rakiki. Will get pinged back for a handball there. I didn't think there was much doing in that, and the coaches on the far side agree. The referee has pulled that one back, and now Macaulay try and swing this. Holmes will take instead. Looking for that corner now. In the way was Bramley, and Vogelsang is just a bit too heavy for her to reach. Kafari has switched sides now. Dorber still coming across this side, finds Rakiki. She swings it far post looking for Rigney, but too close to the goalkeeper Kurosawa, who's had a good game in goals. I mean, can't say the goal was for her to blame, or many for her. She could have done much better. She made the initial save for that defensive mistake that Campbelltown scored from, but otherwise she's been very assured, as you said, in the air with set pieces as well. Not the tallest of goalkeepers, but has made such a presence in there that nothing has really troubled her. Of course, she's faced a couple of shots on target that were quite central and easy to handle, but she's done so with ease and poise.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even just the Birkalla defence, just been consistent throughout the whole match. I mean, we're seeing good challenges put in by Annalise. Like, Macaulay's been consistently good. I mean, creating attacking and defensive chances, really. So, yeah, that's what's really won them the game today, I think. Birkalla's defence just being so strong and them taking their time to get to the goals and making the most of their opportunities.
Doman has now swapped with Kafari. Dorba, good ball in behind for Pritchard. Dorba can't keep that one alive, and they'll pull it back for a throw-in, but it all seems to be ending here for Campbelltown their season in the 2026 Apex Steel WNPL. Had a good run this year. Had a lot of things to remember. Of course, that famous victory over West Adelaide, one of the first that team has had in many matches and days as well. And of course, their run to this game here today, winning so many games in a row that have allowed them to have such another good performance in the final series. I'm sure this won't be the last of them, and we'll see more of them in the coming seasons. They're looking to build a bit of a dynasty here. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the coaching change, who stays, how many more come along. Of course, they are notable for making quite a lot of off-season signings. You see Mathiang heading behind to Tarazon to finish the game. Another good save for Bosco. 1v1 with Tarazon. The winger just can't seem to beat her so far today. Rakiki behind Pritchard. Doman launches back in that direction. Good challenge there by Tarazon. Good flicking behind. Vogelsang uses her body well out of a couple. She's got a player on the far side who stayed on side. Hodgson with only the keeper to beat. Needs to square it to instead. Goes herself, Hodgson, and that's the game. 4-1 Campbelltown go. And they go into playing the loser of Salisbury Inter and West Adelaide next week. But they are the winner of this game by a comfortable margin. 4-1 it is now, with time to play in the remainder of these minutes. But they push all the numbers forward, Campbelltown, and they just left a few gaps in behind for Hodgson. Another goal off the bench for her.
Yeah. Just as I was saying, like, Birkalla's really just taking the time to spread the defence, or just taking their time to get those goals, and that was a credit to them for doing the same thing. Obviously, Campbelltown throwing the numbers, you know, it leaves them a bit more exposed, but Birkalla just took their chances when they needed to.
Yeah, of course, without one of their top scorers this final series, Natalia Bellata, but the goals have come from everywhere now, and of course, Hodgson puts her hand up for that 9 spot next week after Chappell's brace, and we'll see a couple of substitutions now coming on to the park. Vogelsang off and Needs off, and I believe it's Franks and Dragani to come on for these remaining few minutes. Campbelltown will still try and push forward. They have stayed in their attacking formation with only 3 at the back, so they are maybe susceptible to a couple more counter-attacks, and a couple of these fresh players for Birkalla will look to try and get on the action now. Good touch there by Rigney. The far side, look for a cross. Keeper will let that go for the side netting, and we'll have nothing to deal with there. So hopefully with the last couple of minutes this doesn't blow out to too big of a lead. I mean, Campbelltown have lost a couple of games this season, but not by quite a big margin like this is probably turning out to be. Of course, they've got just in added time to remain the rest of their season, and of course this will bring the end to a glittering career of Anna Pritchard as well. So we'll see if they have some special chair-off celebrations maybe for her. I'm not sure what the emotion will be like after this game, but of course such a leading player in these leagues in WNPL. Had success at a couple of clubs that she's been at now. Making that grand final last year was another one to add to her extensive experience, and maybe she'll join the coaching ranks, or maybe us in the commentary studio in the future.
Yeah, no, definitely such an amazing player and really such a great career. She's one that's a tough one on the pitch, but also just a genuine one, and you know that you've got tough competition, but also just a good person coming against you as well. So
Tarazon looking for the far post there, almost of Hodgson. Still can't get her goal today, Tarazon, but she's played an exceptional game and takes some good form leading into the next few games as well. Robertson can only find Gable. Maybe they'll get one last consolidating goal in their season, Campbelltown. They're looking to push here and out of time. Pritchard. Dorber down the line to Gable. Good cut back. Rigney tries to find Pritchard at the top of the box. Can't do so. Referee has a look at his watch now, and I think the Birkalla coaching staff are ready to run on the pitch maybe. Brownlee wins the header and running into the hands of Kurosawa. Loose clearance there by Kurosawa. It's going to be kept in maybe by Simpson. I don't think so. It's just gone over the sideline, but Dorber, good flick there. Robertson. Ianella to Pritchard. Can't get enough shape to shoot. She's actually down with an injury now. Holding her knee. Hopefully that's not too bad, but there's not a lot of time left in this game, so maybe she'll get some treatment just after, but big challenge, top of the box there. So Gable will still take charge of these long throws with the last couple of minutes of this clash. Bramley gets the header, but no one there to follow up. Kurosawa rolls out. Simpson got a lot of space, got a lot of run left in it. There's a free play on the far left in Dragani. Looks that way, but the power on the cross was not forthcoming. Rakiki spins. Thought she was fouled in the process. Yeah, they will be brought back now for the foul there on Rakiki. Sister will take it a bit deeper and go short. Gable. 1v1, still going. Takes it past another. Looking for an option, top of the box. Finds Rigney instead. She can't launch it back in, but it will fall to the feet. And Ianella and Rakiki will make one final pass, and that's the final one of the game. It's a 4-1 win here, a trouncing for West Torrens Birkalla as they beat the reigning grand finalists, Campbelltown City. So both grand finalists from last year are now out, and the grand final will be contested between two new teams, and West Torrens Birkalla will kick on to a game next week against either West Adelaide or Salisbury Inter. Goals in this clash mostly coming in the first half, courtesy of Sarah Chappell, an own goal for Anna Pritchard, and then one for Lydia Gable as well. Late in this game, Hodgson sealed things up with a fourth, and sealed their clash next week as well. Been a pleasure to be joined by you here, Sarah. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, honestly, it was a great game. Obviously, both teams coming out strong in the first half with a couple of defensive mistakes leading to the goals. But Birkalla really just came into their own towards the end of the game and not rushing the passes and just maintaining that composure throughout the 90 minutes. Probably saw a bit of panic through Campbelltown when things weren't really working for them, how they usually play. But still great contest by both teams. And yeah, unfortunate to see them go out that way, but you know, that's what football is, and we know that this game was going to be whoever puts the most out on the park today.
Not all home and hosed yet, Birkalla. They've got a couple more clashes before they reach that grand final and get some silverware in their hands, but they've had a fantastic outing here today at Service FM, and they'll take their season on to yet another week. So that's all from us here at Service FM Stadium. 4-1 win for West Torrens Birkalla in this minor semi-final. Of course, the action will continue on this pitch and those down the way as well. Of course, here is West Adelaide versus Salisbury Inter, while on the far pitch is Adelaide City versus Mulberry Vista. So make sure you're out here watching those games, or if not, watching live on the live streams on Football SA channels. Thank you and good afternoon.